Good morning students. In the last class we discussed how to open file and what are the modes of file, basic modes, input mode and output mode, that we call it as read mode and write mode. So we had discussed different cases, what are the things we are going to do in a file, isn't it? So what is meant by file read operation, what is file write operation. So when data is moving into the file from the program, we call it as file write operation. When data is fetching from the file and it's stored in the program variable, then we call it as file read operation, isn't it? Now, yesterday we were discussing about modes of file. I told in general purpose, what is the purpose to open that file. Okay, so let us learn two purpose first, input mode and output mode, or read mode, write mode. Then how to open a file. There is a function called open. Okay, open is a member function of ifstream class, ofstream class and fstream class, and these classes are kept under the header file called fstream.h. There is a question, what is the purpose of fstream.h header file? How to write the answer for this question? To perform standard input and output operations, we have a standard objects like cout and cin objects, but in the case of files, to perform file read and write operation, we don't have such standard objects, but we have a standard classes, and those classes are supported by the header file fstream.h. We have to mention those classes. What are the classes comes under fstream.h header file? ifstream, ofstream and fstream file buffer, fstream base. These are the classes comes under this header file. So in order to perform file read and write operation, we must include this header file. In this way you have to write the answer. Okay. Next, let us write a text into the disk file, that is text file. Now I am talking about the text file. I will explain through the example. Ash include iostream.h, ash include iostream.h, ash include conio.h, void main, open flower bracket. Now I want to open a file in a write mode. If that file is there, it opens that file. If file is not there, then it creates the file and it opens the file. This happens only when it is a write mode. So which class supports file write operation? ofstream class and fstream class supports file write operation. Now in this program I am doing only file write operation, so I will use ofstream class, ofstream. I will take file object, that class object is f. To perform input output operations, standard input output operations, we have a cout and cin. Here no such objects, that's why I have to create object. Now I have to open a file f.open. Open is a member function of a class ofstream. It takes two parameters, one is file name, another one is mode, that is purpose, but you should not write the word purpose, you have to write the mode. So file name, I consider first.txt, close. How to indicate it is a write mode? iOS scope resolution out. If you write this statement, it understood we are opening file in a write mode. Here I have taken object of ofstream class, so it is optional, need not to mention there. If you write only file name, it understood it's a write mode because the object is ofstream class object, close semicolon. Next, I want to write some text into the disk file. how to display text on the screen, we have to write cout and insertion operator, isn't it? Here also, instead of cout, I have to take object f that is created by us, insertion, data file handling through C++. Okay, then after writing this statement into the disk file, I will close the file. It's a good practice to close the file so that file can be used by another object. See, when I open the file, when I call this function f.open, there is a link between the file and this object. This object, it points the address, first memory location of that file, first location address it stores. Are you understanding? Next thing, close. What happens here? I have written a program to write some text into the disk file. So I have to open a file. Which file I want to write? First.txt file. So in order to write the things, I have to create an object. Which class is there to support file write operation? OF stream and F stream are there. I have taken OF stream F, then F.open first.txt. Okay, so after that I have given the statement, and this statement will be written in the disk file. After the performing of this task, I'll close the class. I'll close the file. Close, when you call the close function, what happens? That link between the object and the file will be released. Okay, our link ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂದರೆ ಯಾವ ಥರ ಲಿಂಕ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ? This object, it points the address of first location, first memory address of that file. I consider a line of text in the disk file. Assume this is the first line of the disk file. So everything is stored in the form of character. So each character requires 1 byte memory location. Let us assume the address is 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, like that. So what is the name of this file? First.txt is the file name. Here I'll insert the content. Which content will be stored here? Data file. Space is there now, it takes space also. File, space, handling. Through C++. So I'll continue here. It's the same line. I don't have space there, so I'm writing here. Handling, space, through, through C++. Okay, this is end of file. Now this is the end of file. We call it as end of file. What does it mean, end of file? In text file, there is a character, end of file character. So what it indicates, the file is end at that point. See here, the contents are like this. ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಫೈಲ್ ಮುಗೀತು ಅಂದರೆ ಫೈಲಲ್ಲಿ ಅದು ಫೈಲಿನ ಎಂಡ್ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಏನಾದರೂ ಆ್ಯಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಟು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಹಿಯರ್. ಆರ್ ಯು ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡಿಂಗ್? ಸೊ ಐ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ರೀಡ್ ದ ಕಂಟೆಂಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ಫೈಲ್. Now file contains data file handling through C++, all are sequence of characters. I want to fetch the data from the file and I want to display on the screen. So program has to fetch the data and it has to display on the screen. Okay, so what type of data I am going to fetch here? What type of data? It's a character, sequence of characters. how to store sequence of characters in the program. Which variable I must take to store sequence of character? I have to take character array, or you can take one by one character directly, you can display on the screen. So this program is about how to write a text into disk file. That's it. So let us consider another program. How to see the output, how to come to know whether those data, that string, the text is stored in the file. Okay, go to turbo C, your root file, bin. In that you have created a file, no, first.txt. There is a file in my computer C drive there, in the TC, again within that bin, in that first.txt will be there. If you open that file, you will be able to see that statement. That statement is written to the file through C++ program. In that way you can view the content. Or I will write another program to fetch the data, to fetch these characters from the file and display on the screen. Are you understanding? Now I will write a program. That program has to fetch the characters what I have written into the file. I am going to fetch that data and I want to display on the screen. Okay? Now which class supports file read operation? ifstream class and fstream class. I will take ifstream class here. ifstream, f, name of the object is f. Now I want to open a file because I want to read a character by character. f.open. ifstream also having a member function called open. It takes two arguments, one is file name, another one is mode. Here mode is optional because this program is about to fetch the data from the file .txt semicolon. If you want to mention the mode, how to mention? Read mode, comma, iOS scope resolution in. iOS scope resolution in. In this way we have to mention the mode. That mode supports file read operation. So which is the mode it indicates the file read operation. iOS scope resolution in. Okay, I will let it that. Next thing, I want to fetch the data from file. How to fetch the data? Character by character I have to fetch the data from the file. See here, first I have to read the D from the file and I want to display on the screen. So assume this is the monitor, this is output screen, and this is disk file. This program has to fetch these characters and display on the screen. Now to store each character, so this can be done in a different way. I'll start from one by one. Okay, first I want to fetch D, next A, data, TA, like that I have to fetch. So every time I'm reading only one character, so I have to take a character variable char ch. Understood? Now if you want to use extraction operator you can use, but extraction operator cannot read white spaces. How to read character to the program from the keyboard? ಇವಾಗ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಒಂದೊಂದೇ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಫೈಲಿಂದ ರೀಡ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು, ನನಗೆ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮಿಗೆ ರೀಡ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಡಿ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಬಂದು ಸಿ ಹೆಚ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು, ಮತ್ತು ಸಿ ಹೆಚ್ ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಎ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಟು ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಇನ್ ಸಿ ಹೆಚ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಆಫ್ ಸಿ ಹೆಚ್ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇ ಆನ್ ದ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್. ಓಕೆ, ಇವಾಗ instead of file, if I want to read character, one by one character from keyboard, how to write? Character by character read ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಫೈಲ್ ಕೀಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಇಂದ ಯಾವ ತರ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ? Here I'll show you. Assume you are going to read a text character by character from the keyboard. Char ch, it has to store a character. Cout, enter a text. The statement will be like this: enter a text, but the text has to enter character by character. So ಒಂದೊಂದೇ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ರೀಡ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಈಗ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಸೊ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ರೈಟ್ ಅ ವೈಲ್ ಲೂಪ್. ಎಲ್ಲಿ ತನಕ ರೀಡ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು? ಎಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ? ವೆನ್ ಐ ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಎಂಟರ್ ಕೀ, then it has to stop reading. How to indicate that? Which is the specifier which indicates the enter key format? \n, isn't it? We call it as escape sequence, no? While first I'll read a character C in extraction ch. I'll read a character. Let us check whether that character is enter key or not. While ch not equal to \n. Okay, which character you want to take, you can take here to terminate reading. Here I take \n. When I press enter key, it stops reading. While if ch is d not equal to \n, the ASCII value will be compared here, not equal to \n. So it allow user to enter one more character. Again C in extraction ch. I am reading from the keyboard ch. After that, so first I read one character, no? Let us display that character. Cout insertion ch. Now C in extraction ch. Let us assume the input is like this: data space file. I want to read this text and I want to display on the screen. I am comparing how to read a character from the file and how to read a character from the keyboard. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯೂಶುವಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಈ ತರ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ ನಾವು, ಹೌದಾ? See here, enter a text, it will be displayed on the screen. I'll write output screen here. First it display enter a text on the screen. After that Cin is there. I'll enter D. Okay, you are not aware of these things, simply you can type the characters, but the internal process I am showing you. ನೀವು ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಟೈಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀರಾ ಡೇಟಾ ಫೈಲ್ ಅಂತ, ಅದು ನಿಮಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಲ್ಲ. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಶೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಹೌ ಟು ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ and how the internal process takes place. ch contains d not equal to \n, condition satisfied, it enters and it display ch. What is there in the ch? D. It will be displayed. Understood? But it shows 2D. First, what is the value given by the user, and after that it shows D here. Or I'll do one thing. Just I'll read the character. See here. After that one scene is there. Again it allow user to enter character A. I'll enter A. It's loop now. If A not equal to \n is condition satisfied, it accepts the value A. After that ch dat, t not equal to vacillation, condition satisfied, then t also it accepts. Again a, I'll give a also it takes. After that space is there, but seen extraction it can't read space, it terminates. So that's why instead of extraction operator I will use get function. You all know how to read a character. What are the different functions we use to read characters and strings, isn't it? Get and get line functions are there. Get function, it reads a single character at a time. Get line function, it reads a line of text at a time, including white spaces. So that is the advantage of get and get line function over extraction operator. If you use extraction operator, it can't read white spaces. It reads only characters. Okay? Printable characters. That's why I replace extraction operator with, I replace this by get function, get of ch. But get is a member function of iStream class. You all know how to access member function of a class using its object. Which is the object of iStream class? Cin is the object. That's why I must write cin dot. Cin is the object of iStream class. Get is a member function of iStream class. So the syntax of this function is cin dot get of character variable, or directly you can take character. Okay. Now it reads space also. So this is the procedure to read a character, one by one characters. If you want to display the character what you have read, you have to collect those characters in some variable or in some memory location. So later you can display. How to collect the characters? We have to take array, character array. Here also, I have to read a character by character, and I have to store in a character array. I will take a character array like this, str. Randomly I will take 50 as a size, so it can take 50 characters. Next, I want to read a character. Here I will take do function. At the beginning, you should not check any condition. Do. Before that I will give a statement. Okay, do. Cin dot, sorry, cin f dot get of ch semicolon. F dot get of ch. What is there in the ch? D is there. Okay. So after that I have to store this ch into this array, str array. So str ಅನ್ನೋದೇನು, ಅದು ಒಂದು ಅರೇ ಅದು ಅಲ್ವಾ. RAM ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಅರೇ ಇದೆ, its name is str. So 50 bytes, it occupies 50 bytes here. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 like that. Now D has to store in this array. So the procedure is like this. I am fetching the data, I am reading characters one by one from the disk file, and I am going to store those characters in this string. Finally, I am going to display that string on the screen. So indirectly what happens here? I am displaying the content of the disk file on the screen. Okay, what is the problem statement here? Program has to read the characters of this file and it has to display on the screen. Then what is the procedure here? First, program has to read one by one characters and it has to store in a variable. How to store sequence of characters? We must take a string. That's why I have taken string there. After that, after reading all characters from this file, I will display that string on the screen. This is the procedure. Here f dot get ch. If nothing is there in the file, ಈಗ ಫೈಲಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೂ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, at the ಅವಾಗ end of file ಎಲ್ಲಿರುತ್ತೆ? At the beginning, isn't it? This is end of file. If nothing is there in the file, end of file is at the beginning. ಇಲ್ಲೇ end of file ಏನೂ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಹೌದಾ? So how to indicate whether the file is empty or not? I have to read a character from the file first, and I will check. See, there is a function end of file, EOF. It returns two binary values, 1 and 0. 1 and 0. If it returns 1, yes, it is end of file. If it returns 0, it is not end of file. Okay? So first what you have to understand here, there is a function called end of file, EOF. It returns two binary values, 1 and 0. If this function returns 1, what does it mean? It encounters end of file. Idu end of file anta. Idu 1 anta return madidre, yes, it is end of file. If it returns 0, it is not end of file. Okay? Now, first I'll read a character here. See, I'm reading from the file now. I must take f dot get of ch semicolon. It reads a character. I don't know whether it is end of file or some other character. Let us compare with while ch not equal to EOF you can compare like this, or directly you can compare not EOF. Not EOF means if EOF returns 1, yes, it is end of file. Not EOF, if it returns 0, end of file alla andre ಒಳಗೆ ಹೋಗಬೇಕು, ಹೌದಾ? You can compare like this. ಇದು ನಿಮಗೆ ಈಸಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ch, the content of ch, its ASCII value, and end of file is compared like this. If it is not equal to end of file, then it has to read one more character and it has to store that character into the string. Now I have to start storing the characters from 0th location. I must take an integer variable here. I'll declare here int I. Then str of I is equal to ch. Then then I plus plus. After that f dot get of ch close. See here. So it opens a file that is first.txt in a read mode. After that I have declared a variable which are required for this program. Now f dot get of ch, if it would be from the input device, I have to write cin, but I am reading from the file, so I took f dot get of ch. So it takes one character from the disk file, that is d is stored in the ch. Is d not equal to end of file? Yes, condition satisfied. It returns a value, or you can write this, not EOF. Ivaga EOF, if EOF returns 1, if it returns 1, what does it mean? End of file. Okay, at this moment ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇದು end of file ಅಲ್ಲ, then EOF returns 0. not 0 means 1, not apply ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಇಲ್ಲಿ, not, it negates the value. not 0 means 1. while ಒಳಗೆ 1 ಅಂತ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಏನರ್ಥ, ಲೂಪ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಆಗಬೇಕಂತ. if it is end of file, if nothing is there in the file, then EOF returns 1. not 1 means 0, then while contains 0. if 0 is there, it won't enter the loop, it terminates the loop. In this way you can write. Understood? Then str of I, what is there in the I? At the beginning I have to initialize I is equal to 0 here. 0 is str of 0, this location is equal to ch. What is there in the ch? D is there. So D will be stored in 0th location of str. Next I plus plus, I increments, now I is 1. Okay, it's related to only this array. ಈ ಅರೇನ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ಸ್ನ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ನಾನು ಐ ತೊಗೊಂಡಿರೋದು. Okay, why I have taken while loop? I don't know how many characters are there in the array. So before the loop, I'm not aware of that. How many times it has to execute, how many iterations are takes place. We don't know in advance. That's why I choose while loop. If you know number of iterations before going to loop, you can predict. Then you can take for loop. Now f dot get of ch, again one more character, it reads one more character a, that a will be stored in ch. Now it's loop now, again not end of file, yes, a is not end of file, this location is not end of file. Then it enters, ch contains a will be stored in I. Now I value is 1 now, d-a-t-a. After that space, it's a get function now, it reads space also. So like that it takes all the characters from the file, and when it comes to this point C++, okay, that will be read here. After that again it's loop now, it's keep on executing. When it comes to this point, it's the end of file, so it returns 1, isn't it? End of file bandre iden return madutte, 1 return madutte. So not 1 means 0, so 0 will be considered here. While within parenthesis if I write 0 means it won't enter the loop, it terminates the loop. Finally the data, all characters of this file is stored in this string. This string I have taken in the program, and I can display that string after the loop. I'll display here. Cout insertion str. This is the way to read the data characters, one by one characters from the file and display on the screen. So this program is about reading the data character by character from the text file and display on the screen. Understood? After that we have to close the file. F dot close. I hope you understood these two programs. In the first program, we have written a text into the disk file, that is only for write purpose I have taken. Here I read the data character by character from the text file and I displayed on the screen. Next, let us open a file in the append mode. Already contents are there in the file. I want to add some more contents into the file. So first what we discussed, modes of file, no? I'll start from here. File, types of file, streams in C++, input stream, output stream, error stream, definition of stream, next fstream.h, here ifstream class OF stream class, OF stream class, and F stream class, F stream class. These three classes I explained you. So superficially I explained. Let us implement these classes in the program. So at the first program regarding with the file, I used OF stream to write data or text into disk file. In the next program, we use this class IF stream class to do read operation on the disk file. Next, modes of file, modes of opening a file, modes of opening, or before that, opening a file, opening a file. So using open function, isn't it? We opened a file by using the member function called open. And modes of opening file, these are all very important. Modes of opening file, opening file. So in that I discussed IOS scope resolution out, IOS scope resolution in. These two modes I discussed. Third, let us consider IOS scope resolution APP mode. APP means append, add at the end. Okay. So let us start the program. Header file. I'll consider the same file here. Ash include IO stream, ash include fstream.h. You must include ash include IO stream dot h, ash include fstream dot h. Now void main. Now I'll use the fstream class. It supports both file read and write operation. Fstream, F, object name is F. So I'll open the file f.open. What is the name of file? First.txt. Now I have to mention mode because fstream, it supports both file read operation and file write operation. Append is also one of the write operation, type of write operation. Append ಅನ್ನೋದು ಯಾವ ಕ್ಯಾಟಗರಿಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ? ರೈಟ್ ಆಪರೇಷನ್. ಅಂದರೆ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಆ್ಯಡ್ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ದ ಫೈಲ್, ಇಸ್ಂಟ್ ಇಟ್? ಸೊ ಅಂದರೆ ಇದು ರೈಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದೆ, ಆದರೆ ಇದು ಕೊನೆಗೆ ಅಟ್ ದ ಎಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಫೈಲ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್. ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟುಡ್? ಸೊ IOS scope resolution APP. IOS scope resolution APP means we are opening a file in a append mode. Next, I want to add some more text into the file. F insertion opening file in append mode. So this text will be written on the file, start from the end of the file. F.close. So assume this is your file. I'll consider here this is your file, a line of your file. Let us consider the address 100, 101, 102, 103 like that. So what was there in the file? First.txt. First.txt. Using that previous program, I had written some text into this file now, that is data file handling through C++. So at that moment, this is the end of the file EOF, isn't it? Now I opened the same file in append mode. Now the cursor is blinking at this point. Understood? ಇವಾಗ ಕರ್ಸರ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ಲಿಂಕ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ? ಎಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಫೈಲ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ. ಅಂದರೆ ನಾನೀಗ ಇದು ಬರೆಯೋದು, ಇದನ್ನು ರೈಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಲ್ಲ, ದಿಸ್ ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ what I am going to write into the file, it will be start from here, opening file in append mode. In this way it takes the data. Are you understanding how to use the append mode? Next, if I open the same file in a write mode, what happens? Already contents are there. Now I change the content. I'll assume a small text in the file. This is a line of text of your file, first.txt. Here I am taking different example here. First.txt, name of the file is first.txt, and I'll take second. What is the data? Which text is there in the file? Second is there. Second anta ide already content. Now I open the same file in a write mode. What happens? Header file #include iostream.h, #include conio.h. I'll take fstream here. It's optional, no? Conio.h, fstream.h. Now void main. Now I open the file first.txt. First I have to create object fstream. I'll take fstream class and object name is f. So it supports both read and write operation. Now I have to mention the mode here. So f.open parenthesis first.txt iOS scope resolution out semicolon. So it indicates I'm going to open the file in the write mode. Now what I want to write, cout insertion. Actually I want to write, second is there, PUC. I want to write PUC. So I will write like this. Sorry, I should use f, no? PUC. That's it. Then f dot close, function close. So actually, with what intention I had written this code? I want to add this content PUC here. I want to write this PUC into this file. So I have used this mode, iOS scope resolution out. What happens when you open file in a write mode? The cursor is blinking at the beginning of the file, though it contains the content already. Content idru sata ellinda ellige point ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ at the beginning of the file. Okay, if you write PUC, it overwrites the existing data. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋಂಥ ಡೇಟಾನ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ, ಅದು ಓವರ್ರೈಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. Understood? That's why if you want to add the content, you must use APP mode. So what you have to understand by this, when I open file in a write mode, the cursor is blinking at the beginning of the file. When you open a file in append mode, the cursor moves to the end of the file. When you want to open file in a read mode, so before in the last program I explained, we read data, we read the text from the file and stored in the string which is there in the program. After that we displayed that string on the screen, isn't it? So from where it read the data? From the beginning. So what you have to understand from these things, when I open file in a read mode, the cursor is blinking at the beginning of the file. When you open file in a write mode, then also cursor is blinking at the beginning of the file. When you open file in a APP mode, then also cursor goes to the end of the file. Okay, see right now I'll say the word cursor to that blinking pointer. ಇದನ್ನ ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ನಾವು? ಇದು ಪಾಯಿಂಟರ್, ವಿ ಕಾಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ ಅ ಪಾಯಿಂಟರ್. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ಲಿಂಕ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಕರ್ಸರ್ನ, ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನ ಪಾಯಿಂಟರ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಬ್ಲಿಂಕಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಫೈಲ್ ನೌ, ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಫೈಲ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟರ್. ಓಕೆ, ಈಗ ಜನರಲ್ ಕಾಮನ್ ವರ್ಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, ಕರ್ಸರ್ ರೈಟ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಕರ್ಸರ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿರುತ್ತೆ? ಬಿಗಿನಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. When you open file in a read mode, the cursor will be at the beginning of the file. When you open in a append mode, the cursor will be at the end of the file. So that cursor ನಮಗೆ ನೋಡೋಕೆ ಕರ್ಸರ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ, that cursor we call it as in programming language we call it as pointer, file pointer. Are you understanding? So this is called file pointer. From now onwards, I'll call that cursor as a file pointer. So when you open file in write mode, that file pointer is at the beginning of the file. When you open file at the end, when you open file in a read mode, the file pointer is at the beginning of the file. When you open file in the append mode, the file pointer is at the end of the file. Okay, so right now we discussed 3 modes. Now I want to delete the content of the file and I want to write again. New thing I want to write into the file. Okay. So delete, I am deleting the content and I am going to write. Again it is some type of write. Illu kuda write ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು. iOS scope resolution trunk mode. So trunk mode means it deletes the content of the file and it allows us to write again from the beginning of the file. So then the content will be erased here. It allows us to enter new data into the file. So what is the another mode? iOS scope resolution trunk. One more mode, iOS scope resolution no create. This is another mode. So what is it? No create mode. I told you before, when you want to write a data or text into text file, we have to mention the file name in order to open that file, isn't it? If file is not there, it creates that file and it opens the file for write purpose. If file is not there, it opens that, it creates the file. Okay. If I use this mode, no create mode, then if the file is not there, then it won't create the file. So that is the importance of no create mode. How to use it? I can concatenate more than one mode here, or I'll use like this OF stream. I want to write the content into file, OF stream F, but if file is not there, it should not create. So iOS no create, this mode we have to open, we have to use. And one more point you have to understand in this text file, at any given time it performs only one type of operation. When you open a file, you can perform only one kind of operation. If you want to perform another operation, after first you have to close the file, again you have to open file in a different mode. ಅಂದರೆ ನಾನು ಒಂದ್ಸಲ ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ರೀಡ್ ರೈಟ್ ಎರಡೂ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಫೈಲಲ್ಲಿ. ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಐದರ್ ರೀಡ್ ಆಪರೇಷನ್ ಆರ್ ರೈಟ್ ಆಪರೇಷನ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಸೇಮ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್. Are you understanding? So if you want to perform another operation, you have to close the file and you have to write a separate program for that. Whereas in binary file, we can concatenate more than one modes. So ಒಂದ್ಸಲ ಫೈಲ್ನ ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಬೈನರಿ ಮೋಡಲ್ಲಿ ಬೈನರಿ ಫೈಲ್ಸ್ ಆದರೆ ಒಂದು ಟೈಮ್ ಫೈಲ್ ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಂದರೆ ಎಷ್ಟಾದರೂ ಆಪ್ರೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ರೀಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ರೈಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಅಪೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಪ್ರೇಷನ್ಸ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. But in the case of text file, if you open a text file, at any given time you can perform only one type of operation. Then you have to close the file. If you want to perform other operation, again you have to open the file, then you perform that operation. Okay? So that is one more difference between text file and binary file. Now, no create means I am going to write data into the text file. That's why I have taken OF stream F, so it indicates file write operation. Then I have taken no create here. If file is not there, it should not create the file. If file is there, it opens the file and it writes the content on the file. Clear? Another mode, binary mode. Binary. It means you are going to open file in a binary mode. So the data will be stored in the file. It should store in a binary format, ones and zero format. So this mode we shall discuss later. So I hope you understood these modes. Out, in, append, trunk and no create. ATE mode, one more mode is there, ATE mode, iOS scope resolution, ATE. So both append mode and ATE mode, it performs the same operation. And file pointer, when you open file in a APP mode, it takes the file pointer to the end of the file. If you open file in a ATE mode also, it takes the cursor, that file pointer to the end of the file. Then what is the difference? So this ATE mode allows us to move the file pointer wherever we want in the file. To which location you want to move the file pointer, you can move in this mode. So this mode allows, ee mode alli ನೀವು ಏನಾದರೂ ಈ mode ಬರೆದಿದ್ರೆ, in open function if you mention this mode, we can perform that kind of operations. We can move the file pointer wherever, which location you have to keep that pointer, you can take that pointer to that location. Whereas in APP mode, it is not possible. Understood? See, in APP mode, by default, the file pointer is at the end of the file, but it won't allow the user to move the file pointer wherever he wants. ಆ ಥರ ಮೂವ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಕೆಲವು ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಯೂಸ್ ಸಮ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಟು ಮೂವ್ ದ ಫೈಲ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟರ್. ಸೊ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಓಪನ್ ಫೈಲ್ ಇನ್ APP mode, if you are going to try to move that file pointer using some function, that program will give error. I hope you are understanding what I am saying. ಅಂದರೆ ನೀವು ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮಲ್ಲಿ APP mode ಅಂತ ಬರೆದು ಫೈಲ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟರ್ನ ಮೂವ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ, ಫೈಲ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟರ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಕರ್ಸರ್ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ನಿಮಗೆ ಯಾವ ಲೊಕೇಶನ್ನಿಗೆ ಬೇಕೋ ಆ ಲೊಕೇಶನ್ಗೆ ಮೂವ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಇದು. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಲ್, ಟು ಮೂವ್ ದ ಫೈಲ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟರ್ಸ್ ವೇರ್ ಎವರ್ ವಿ ವಾಂಟ್, ಇಟ್ ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಬಿ ಎ ಬೈನರಿ ಫೈಲ್. ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಫೈಲಲ್ಲಿ ಬರಲ್ಲ. ದ ಫೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಫೈಲ್ ವಿ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ಡ್. ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಫೈಲ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ processed in a sequential format. ಅಂದರೆ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ನಾಟ್ ಟೇಕ್ ದ ಕರ್ಸರ್ ಫೈಲ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟರ್ ವೇರ್ ಎವರ್ ವಿ ವಾಂಟ್. Okay, so if you consider binary files are processed sequentially and randomly. ಎರಡು ಥರದ್ದು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. I want to move the file pointer wherever I want. If I open file in the APP mode, it's not possible. So we must use ATE mode. If you write iOS scope resolution ATE, then it takes the file pointer to the end of the file by default, and by using some functions we can take that file pointer wherever we want. I hope you understood the difference between APP mode and ATE mode. It allows the file pointer movements. It does not allow the file pointer movements. Understood? Or in other words, what you can say? It doesn't manipulate the file pointer. It manipulates the file pointer. It allows some operations on file pointers. It doesn't allow operations on file pointer. There is a table in your book, in your material, mode of files. What I discussed just now, iOS scope resolution, in iOS scope resolution, out iOS scope resolution, APP, iOS scope resolution, ATE mode, iOS scope resolution, binary, no create. So these are the modes they have given in the book, and they have made two columns. In the first column, that code is there, and the second column, the description is there. So when they ask in the exam how to explain the modes of file, the table is enough. If they ask a particular mode, then you have to write the mode and description, then you have to give some example on that mode. So I'll discuss these methods of opening file in the next class. Thank you.